All right, guys, Wise One here. Thank you very much for tuning in to part two of week two of my Soundboy Champion Sound series, where I'm documenting my process learning to mix drum and bass with the aim of helping out other beginner DJs who are in a similar position. By popular demand, I've got my ugly mug out for this video, so you're welcome for that. But just try not to get too distracted because this is meant to be an educational video. Um, so yeah, in this video, I picked out three blends from Monday's live stream. But don't worry if you've not watched it. Just make sure you tune in next Monday. It's every Monday, 7 p.m. on Wise One Facebook page. But yeah, I picked out three blends. I'm going to be attempting to fix them. Um, but yeah, I'll jump straight into it really. The first clip, just have a little think about what you would do to maybe improve it whilst it's playing through, and I'll get back to you in a little bit.
Business is not work on you. Look how long we did it and we are survive and get up every day and a stride we are stride. Look how we rocked up and we not take no jive. We defend we own and we want live nice. No pick up no weapon, we not take no life. We not take no gun and we not take no knife. We not blow up no marrow, cut out no tribe. We big up the culture and we in the vibe. We love to party. We don't cross over and we don't banana nobody. And when we rock the microphone and we rock the mic right. Don't want no gun and no murder. Youth and youth man must stick together. Step up in the life, give thanks to the Father. Bad boy business in our work and not another thing, we don't want no murder. Youth and youth man must stick together. Step up in the life, give thanks to the Father. Bad boy business in our work and we love Father.
Me again. So what do people think of that? I um I thought it was overall over the stream it was definitely a higher quality than the first week. With that one, I don't think there was necessarily like too much wrong with it. But I just think on the lower end it was a bit like muddy. There was too much going on, like too much in the lower frequencies. But that's kind of all I have to say. I'm sure there were a lot more problems, but I just sort of didn't realize them. So if anyone does notice anything else, any other mistakes, please put them in the comments below. But yeah, I'll show you the clip that I did to fix it, and I'll talk about it after it's played.
One boy business is not work on you. Look how long we did it and we are survive and get up every day and a stride we are stride. Look how we rocked up and we not take no jive. We defend we own and we want live nice. No pick up no weapon, we not take no life. We not take no gun and we not take no knife. We not blow up no marrow, cut out no tribe. We big up the culture and we in the vibe. We love to party. We don't cross over and we don't banana nobody. We just a man we own the mind. And when we rock the microphone and we rock the mic right. Don't want no gun and no murder. Youth and youth man must stick together. Step up in the life, give thanks to the Father. Bad boy business in our work and not another thing, we don't want no murder. Youth and youth man must stick together. Step up in the life, give thanks to the Father. Bad boy business in our work and we love Father.
So there's not too much to talk about with that one because I didn't really do very much, but just like subtle differences, like you're taking the bass, the lower frequencies out of one of the songs means that the blend can just work a lot better. It doesn't sound as muddy at the lower end. Like I usually find that when you're mixing the two songs, it's better to not have at least one of the song with no bass in there. But yeah, that's all I really have. It was kind of a basic one. But yeah, I'll jump into the next clip now. So, what do people think of that one? There wasn't much technically wrong with that. It wasn't as if, they were offbeat or anything like that. I just thought that it kind of lost some of the energy really when it with it taking so long to bring it in, because it is a long intro in the new song that I brought in. So I wanted to try and bring it in a bit earlier, like a phrase earlier, and see if that improved the track and made the blend sound a bit better. So I'll show you what I did with it.
I roll up ready. Sky couple shots out the semi. Things like machine gun kill. Military ain't get liver gloves ready. Get him on the big dogs turn up. Don't say a word, just shut up. Nobody make no loose team. Everything done by sun up. I used to hop under the dirt like Satan. I run up on a pagan horror show slide.
So I'm actually very happy with how that fix turned out. There were a few things that I did. So firstly, I brought it in, so it was two phrases earlier than I brought it in the first time, which is a bit questionable whether I'd have actually been able to do that in the mix, because I don't know if I really had enough time for it, but I did it anyway. So oh well. And then so I timed it so that the drop of the second song came in just as the break of the first song was starting. But then I cut it out completely, but then also brought it back in so that when the lyrics started in the intro bit, that came in over the top of it and it sounded really nice. And then I also um after the drop had come in for that song, the second one, I sort of adjusted the sliders, kept on pushing the slider up and sort of teased the track out in a kind of way. So instead of it just cutting out completely all of a sudden, it kind of phased out over time because I'd bring in little elements that I liked off the song and bring them in and then take them out again. I hope that makes sense. I'm not too sure. It's kind of hard to explain without me pointing at the decks or something like that. So that might be something to try for next time. I'm not sure. But yeah, I really liked how that one turned out. I hope you guys did too. Now I'll jump over to the last clip, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Um, which got a big thumbs down from me midstream. It didn't sound that bad. None of them sounded as awful as in the first stream, but I definitely wasn't happy. So yeah, have a little think about what you would have done to improve it, and I'll play the clip now. So yeah, as you can see, not very happy. With that one, I think I just didn't bring the song in when I was planning to do it. I ended up missing it, and then just fading it in as the break came in, so it just wasn't very exciting. Um, but yeah, I think the problem was it's an awkward intro for the second song, the Superstylin one, because I think instead of it being 32 bars like most intros are, it was like 28 or something like that. So I don't know if I'd put the cue point in at the right point and it just ended up it didn't work very well. So I sort of went back to the drawing board, adjusted the cue point and sort of had to play around with the timing at the right time to bring the song in, but made sure that I was still sticking to when I'd brought the last song out. So I wasn't just changing the mix completely. And this is what I came up with. So have a little listen to this. So yeah, not much to that, but it just helps to keep the energy up, I find, instead of just starting one as soon as you go into the break. If you have it so the drop comes as soon as the like main body of the previous song ends, and it sounds a lot better like that. But yeah, by no means perfect. Like at first it was a bit out of time with the other song. And I did find in this stream as well, a lot of the songs were similar BPMs, so it was a lot easier to beat match. And if you keep an eye on me, you do see me looking at the screen quite a lot and having a little glance and seeing if my BPMs are say they're the right thing on the screen, which is obviously cheating and is something that I'm trying to get away from. But it's kind of hard to resist that little, glance up at the screen. But still improving, yeah, and I'm hoping that I'll continue to improve each week, really. Um, yeah, so I hope you found that useful. Let me know which fix you thought was better, one, two, or three, down in the comments below. And please give this video a share if you found it useful, because it will really help me out. Subscribe to the channel, all that kind of stuff. And thank you very much. Hopefully, I'll see you in the live stream on Monday. So thank you very much. Cheers.